Welcome back, guys. Today I'm going to be showing you the best investments for the Make Your Mark promo. We've got some insane cards coming, and if you want any chance at affording them, we're going to need to make some coins, and you're in the right place to do so. All you've got to do to say thank you is drop a like down below, subscribe if you're new, and if you need some coins or your weekend league games played, well, if you've got a team like this, you're probably fed up of teams like this or this, and whether you want your favorite cards as a Redfoot Champs card, or maybe you just want some coins to get who you want, so you can finally beat the sweats like me, then head over to skycoach.gg, pick the rank or amount of coins that you're looking for, and make sure to use ProRecall10 for 10% off at checkout. So first of all, of course, we're on the current promo. We can have a look at the cards that we've seen this week to have a look really where things are going to go with the next promo. And you guys know the first step really is usually going to Footbin, but we're just going to have a look at some of the higher end ones of these to discuss these first. Now, firstly, we look at the players who really popped this week. Ruben Diaz, Walker, all of these kind of defensive players were the highlight of the promo. You've got the likes of Lukaku, who kind of fell to suit 600k pretty damn quickly, basically based off the fact that he wasn't a very good card. You've got the likes of, for example, Saliba, who's been sitting pretty much 1.5 mil, started at around, I think, the 3 mil mark. You've got Saka, who I was so lucky enough to pack, and we've got here him at 1.8 mil. Now, he's kind of the biggest attacker in the promo. You've got the likes of Pedri and De Jong also sitting there as pretty big midfielders. Now, all of these are based off of essentially their nations and kind of the current card. I mean, if we look at the likes of Chiesa, we know that he's going to get an improvement and the card is unreal. Same story with Saka. You've got the likes of Saliba. I mean, French centre-back and one of the best in the game already. It makes sense. When we look at the likes of Walker, once again, glitched player. He's going for England. The chances are this card either goes all the way or gets pretty much halfway there. So the reality with these ones is it's a lot about not only the card itself, but where the card is going to go. I mean, if we look at even some of the German cards, like your likes of Fulkrug, I mean, Kvaratskhelia, very, very nice card. Pretty dud pricing because we know that Georgia aren't going to do too well. Then you look at the likes of, as I say, you've got the Fulkrugs of the world. If we pop this onto German, I'm pretty sure he was sat at quite a high price considering his card for quite a lot of the week. Similarly, Yundav as well. I mean, Yundav, having a look at the majority of his pricing, 300k. I mean, yeah, nice card. 4-star skill smooth, 5-star weak foot, very nice card, but doesn't get in many people's teams as is, but the prospect is what people's going for. Similarly, if we go over to the SBCs, it's all about the prospect. Me personally, I have enough centre backs, I have enough right back, left backs. Am I doing a Rougeau? Yes. Similarly, a lot of people, same concept with Gomez. I mean, right now, because of this England sort of need over the weekend, tons of people are going to be doing him. I'm still kind of debating him because, you know, England, I've got to do it for England. Now, the next step with this is to have a look at the promo cards, where they were, where they've been, why it's happened. Now, of course, if we look at someone like Kyle Walker, he started off at 1.5 mil pretty damn quickly. If we have a look at his change in pricing here, if we go for hourly charts, probably best. Let's get rid of all these ads. So if we have a look at the hourly, I suppose daily's probably not too bad. So he came out on June 7th. You're looking at 1.4 mil. Within a day, he's gone down quite a lot. June 9th, 980k. And you can see here, he's kind of topped over a mil. He went down to as low as 800k at one stage. And then where we've got this at June 12th, it's a day behind. Now, if you were to look at FootGG, you've probably got a more accurate current price. He's going for a little over this right now. It is pretty much bang on the mill. Now, what actually happened, and I saw this live because I was trying to buy him from the off. He started off at 1.5. There was a point that some cards were being listed for as much as 1.7, and you couldn't get lower on the market, but none of these were really selling. He then dropped down to as low as, I think it was 1.3 here on the next day, which is where I picked him up at 1.1, making a very nice profit. I then sold that one and went ahead and got myself one down here at that kind of 980 mark. I think I actually picked him up for 920 in the end. He then fluctuated. Now, I saw the price go from different ranges, so I actually had him at 920, saw him go up to 1 mil, buzzing, I've made some profit if I don't need him. Then I actually ended up selling him at like 960, so I kind of broke even on that card. But you can see he went pretty down pretty quickly, but there was a point where it was identified very clearly that, you know, he'd went too low. So there was a point where he went to 800k and then he's bounced back. Obviously, there is the current England promo that's going to have that pushed as well for the weekend league. But what did happen very clearly is he started out at 1.4. He went down to those kind of 1.3 realms. You could pick him up for the 1.1 marks as I did, and then sold him on. And then, of course, he went all the way down to 900k and bounced back. So what we're going to be looking for is the players like the Walkers who are going to have a bounce back after a very clear mispricing. So if we look at, for example, the next promo, who do we know is coming? Well, one guy we know is getting a promo card, if we pop his name in here, is our man Cole Palmer. Now, his team of the season is sitting at 500k. I would predict, based on the fact that it's an England promo card, it's probably coming out as a 95 or 96 base card. The chances are that's going to come out at around the 2 million coin mark. It may be 1 to 1.5. There is a potential, but what's going to happen initially is it's going to sit at 2 mil. I think within about 48 hours, maybe a little bit longer due to the weekend league being around England, but by Monday he's going to have a significant drop off. Now of course there are going to be games played over the weekend which is going to affect these pricings, so that is something you're going to have to bear in mind with these cards. Potentially they've already had their first game. Friday night is probably going to be a prime night for this. If you can manage to snag one of the Palmers where he is going to clearly have a dip at some point, there's going to be an oversaturation and an undersaturation, you are in the money. Now, what we do obviously talk about these promo cards, and you can do this kind of concept on any. You've got the likes of even the Oblaks, which will have gone up and down over the period they've been out. I mean, he's 65k now. I've definitely seen him at far more over the time. If you go have a look at the cross platform, he started at around 100k, 110. You would have been able to snipe him for a lot lower over this period. As he's shooting down, you will be able to get some big snipes. I mean, even now, 60k is not going to be out of the realms of possibility for a very easy snipe for you. Now, what we can do, of course, we don't want to spend everything on the promos. I know some of you guys aren't going to want to invest in those because they are simply risky sometimes. So let's look at the cheapest players by rating. Now, when we take a look at these, 81s, 2s, 3s and 4s are pretty much all in the mud. Now, if we have a look at an 84 here and just have a look at where she can go. So they can go to as low as 1.1. I would advise, if you've got the capability, if you're good at sniping, get some 84s now for like 1.2, 1.3. It's not out of the realms of possibility. They are going up for their minimums. Even if you say 1.4, 1.5, I mean, if we look at the list of the 84s available, all of these guys at the bottom here are all going to be snipeable for at least 400-500 coins below the price they're being listed at. And the reason I'm saying this is because it's a very easy investment. So many SBCs are coming out which are going to require these cards. Similarly, if you sit yourself over on the Trippiers, the Grealishes, Daly, Bright, Walsh, all of these cards, getting these maybe, if we look at a price mark for all of them, I'd say 84s, 1.5 and below, 85s, 4k and below would kind of be the aim with these ones. If you want to get an easy filter for 86 rated, if you go for midfielder, centre mid, playstyles plus, it's going to have Gundogan and it's also going to have Cruz on that one over in La Liga. So if you hop on that filter, very easy to snipe the two of those. If you can get them for 5.5, these are going to at least touch 7 at some point during the next promo. You've got to remember how much the sort of high fodder is being absolutely dumped at the minute. It's very difficult to keep your fodder, so it's definitely worth getting your hands on some of these. Now, when we look at the 89s, the 88s, this kind of higher range, so 87 to 88, there is literally a 3k gap. Then 88 to 89, you're literally more than doubling your price. Once again, I'm suggesting 88 are a very sound investment. Silva, Kimmich, Bruno, Griezmann, Katoto, all of these guys here will be brilliant investments. Then what I'd say next, if you're looking to invest in a next above 88, I mean, look at this. 93 is 35k, so that's probably a little bit too much. 92 is only 25k, which is exactly the same almost as 89. So actually any of these cards here, I mean, realistically, all of them are in the current promo. They are obviously going to shoot up as soon as they come out of packs, but realistically, all of these cards, so going from Ndoye, La Sista, Antonio, Schick, whatever that name is, and Zalewski, every single one of them is going to shoot up based on their rating, based on how much they're going for right now. They are only going for this much because of the saturation of their cards. I mean, there is a big jump between, you've got 26, 26, 26, 25, and then 30k already. So realistically, all of these are going to go to 30k minimum anyway. So you can bet on that as a guarantee. So if you can pick these up as soon as possible, you are absolutely going to be in the money. Now on the lower end, as I say, you've got the 84s option. 83s, I think it's difficult to lose money on them, but it's also might be difficult to make money on them. It is probably best, I would say 92s are definitely one of the most sound investments. And the other best investment for you, for your time, is to subscribe to this channel and make sure to return every single day for all the FIFA content I'm bringing. I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. Make sure to smash the thumbs up if you are. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you tomorrow.